So, welcome to On the Chain. This is Jeff back in the seat here with co-host Chip. There he is over there. What is going on, everybody? What is up on the chain family? Man, it's been sorry I missed the past couple of days, but it's awesome to be here. Tonight we are going to talk about, I don't know, maybe we'll hint in and around all the things that you need to know before investing. I don't know, cryptocurrency, Ripple XRP. I have a question for you, Chip. I don't think we're going to get to an answer of that tonight. Maybe we will. Regulation, good or bad for crypto innovation?
I don't care. How's that?
All right. Then
Nobody
let's go.
cares. Let's go.
Welcome to On the Chain.
Hey, Chip.
What's up?
I got
Good
to
have you back, Jeff.
it's really good to be back. I got to step out here and walk around to the other side of this laptop and plug it in.
Okay, why don't you do that? I'll go ahead and take
I'm
over.
going to do that. I'll be right back.
I'll take over.
I will
I'll
be
take
right
over,
back.
Rover.
Zoop.
Yeah, thanks a lot. What's up going on, everybody? So it's good to have Jeff back in the saddle because, when you're doing this alone, you're just like flying solo. You don't have somebody looking at the side, seeing what's going on and what's happening in the chat. But guys, drop where you're from. I want it the city and the country. You're watching on the replay, then you know what to do. You drop it in the comment. And we actually look at them all, and it's phenomenal. I'm always blown away where people are coming in from and some of the comments they have to say. Actually, I did want to do just a very short shout out here because someone left this comment and I wanted to go ahead and give it some. Let's see, who was this that left the comment? Oh boy. Well, you know how that goes. You're trying to look for stuff and it's right there and it's not. But anybody, someone left a really good comment, a new subscriber from Leeds, UK, and the name escapes me because I don't have it in my phone. I thought I had it, but you know how that goes. But we're going to get into some stuff tonight. There was by the way, Jeff, a Bitcoin B, the B word or something like that. I pulled off a few clips, but then I ran into some issues with trying to get them from my phone to my computer because we were at broadcast time. And I got to tell you something, man. I really want to find a way to put those up. It's the most boring thing I think I've seen in my life. I'd rather watch somebody speak foreign language for 2 hours. That's how I might learn something. I tried keeping my eyes open watching these clips, but I did want to highlight one of the brightest points, which was Kathy Wood, who was very intelligent. And she was really great. And I got to tell you, between Elon Musk and Jack Dorsey, I don't know if these guys are stoned high. I don't know what's going on, but they're like this. It's a very precious thing.
Be interesting.
What do you think about it? It's a very precious thing. The way it's precious. No, it's not.
Hey, did you give a shout out to Permission yet?
I did not. Why don't you go ahead and do that?
You didn't. All right. Permission.io. So check this out. We have a sponsor for the show tonight. That is none other than Permission.io. You know how you guys go on, you're browsing around and you see all these ads, Facebook, Google, all those others. They're making tons of money off of it. They're taking all your data. First, Permission.io actually enables you to monetize your data. Not only do you monetize it, but you get to earn crypto from it. The Ask token, which is really cool. You get to sign up, puts a little browser extension, and while you're browsing around the internet, Permission is looking for relevant ads. And every time a relevant ad pops up, it says, hey, do you want to watch this ad? Do you want to opt in and watch the ad? You say yes. You get to earn Ask token for watching it. The other ads are always there. They're always in front of you, trying to figure out how to block them. Now you're actually earning some crypto. You can hold it. You can spend it. You can do all these great things with it. Permission.io, Chip.
It's great. Yeah, it's great. It has to be the easiest way to earn crypto, quite honestly. But you don't really you do the same thing you always do. You look at an ad, you click on a video, you watch a little video. Oh yeah, that's cool. What's interesting? Because based on your preference, you kind of know what you're supposed to do. And you're laughing at something. I don't know what's going on with that, but
no, LW said, hey, Chip, go check your laptop, make sure it's plugged in.
No, mine's plugged in. I can see it right here. But
I thought mine was on, but not so much.
Yeah, it's all sending you to start stuttering, and it doesn't work, and then you're like, what the heck is going on? Something's not right, And,
so man, it's great to be back, Chip. It was crazy last night, man. I was looking at the comments. People are like, who's that guy wearing the mask? Why is he standing all by himself wearing a mask? Meanwhile, 5,000 people all around me in a busy airport, and I was up against a wall. There was like a marble wall that was part of an escalator, and that
Oh
that
God.
was me. And then getting on the plane, sitting up there, man. But it was great, man. That is perseverance. Getting on here, and we had a good conversation yesterday, and lots of good stuff going on tonight too. Lots of good stuff.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, it's always great having you back because I like the back and forth banter that we can have here. And look at this. Greetings. Look at Rob jumped in here. Rob OG McDermott, how you doing? Look at all the places we got here. Hello, hello, subscribe. That's right, Hans Loaded. You got that exactly right. Yeah, there you go. See the big shout out from everybody. There you go. Cool.
So Kathy Wood, man, did you know you brought up Kathy Wood? I know you're going to talk about that, but yesterday, ARK Invest, Kathy Woods bought another 140,000 shares of Grayscale.
Double down, man. I mean, she obviously, and again, you know, there's so much great stuff out there about Kathy Wood and the moves she's making, but you know, you pair her, those two guys, there's just no match. You know, I had to say the moderator did a nice job, very nice job, really clean interview. But I also had a clip, and this is what's killing me because I have a clip of Pomp interviewing Hester Pierce. No, I don't have it, so I can't put it on here. That's the whole point.
Hey, 450,000 GPTC in 2 days.
Yeah, it's a lot, huh?
Yeah,
it's a couple.
That's Kathy Wood, man. Kathy
lot.
Wood versus these other characters you're talking about. Jack Dorsey. Hey, when is Jack Dorsey flying to Mars? That's what I want to know.
When is he staying on Mars?
When is he staying on Mars?
I just don't understand what's going on with these nutters, man. They are and Elon Musk was definitely higher than a kite. He didn't know where. It's like, Jeff, ask me a question.
Chip, where are you tonight?
Well, I got to be honest. You know, if I look at the all the things, and you know, and there's space and there's time, and that, you know, it's precious, and that's it. That was the interview. I just did it. I just did whatever the hour was. That was it. Meanwhile, Kathy Wood is like right off the top of her head, dissertation on this, and this, nailing everything. She should have just taken two of those numbskulls and given them noogies. That was weird, man. It was weird. Well,
hey,
from Michigan. Michigan.
Hey, I was just there yesterday.
Yeah, look at that. See, Jeff was up there.
What do you know? How interesting.
What do you know? What do you know?
So, hey, before we get in that, so Huang said, can anyone help? He transferred VeChain crypto to the wrong address by mistake. One number off.
I
don't know.
No. It depends which exchange. Which exchange were you on? Were you on a particular exchange? Because depending on the exchange you were on, they might be able to help. But this is the danger in crypto. One of the things we always suggest doing, and look, I mean, I don't think we haven't made the mistake before. Always send a very small amount. Always better to use the QR codes. Don't try to type numbers in. That's a loser's folly right there. You want to use the QR code. So you always want, as you're transferring stuff, you pull the QR code up on your computer. You use your phone to scan it. That's the most surefire way. You send a small amount. If the small amount makes it there, then you duplicate that process, and don't ever start typing numbers. You're always going to make a mistake. Copying and pasting, if you can backspace it out. For example, you
paste, use the QR
paste it
code,
in there, and you go, and you accidentally backspace it. You you type the number, and it's the wrong number. Be careful. I know people have lost thousands upon tens of thousands of.
So he's moving from the ledger to BitTrue. If he's moving from the ledger to BitTrue, it's worthwhile reaching out to BitTrue. Maybe they can, they can track down the chain of it. It definitely reach out to the exchange. I mean, it would be worthwhile, and just go through and figure out if you can find the path.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably something you can do. I mean, there has to be something, but I have to say, unfortunately, that's really what's wrong. That's what's broken with crypto.
But maybe not.
What's that?
What's it?
Oh, I was saying
that's what get it back. But yeah, what you're saying.
The chances of you getting it back are slim to none, unfortunately, and it's kind of set up that way, right? It's not really. That's why the QR codes are fantastic. Always send a small amount, and you always panic. You're like, can't breathe, take deep breaths. Oh my God, it's not there. But sometimes what you'll see is a transaction started. You'll see something that's rolling. So never try to send a big amount at first for everybody. Tell all your friends, tell everybody, look, send a small amount. Now, that can backfire. As Jeff and I recently found out, you can send a small amount, but if it's an
Still don't get
ERC20
it.
token, you still won't get it. You know why? Because the gas fees outweigh the small amount. You got to make sure you send enough amount that the gas fees don't zero out your transaction. And that is that whiskey, Jeff?
It is.
What are you drinking?
Teeling.
Teeling. All right, very good. Look
Teeling,
at this.
Irish whiskey.
You're
It's good.
drinking it like it's iced tea there, man. You're just like
I
popping it
am
back.
just, going straight down. Look at that. It's got a little.
Look at that little drum. Beautiful, man. Beautiful. So let's jump into it. What do you want to hit first? I mean, what's the first thing you want to jump into here?
I think,
anything
let's go straight into Ripple refers to the SEC commissioner statement on coin schedule. Did we cover that
Okay.
yesterday?
We did, but it's the same
All right.
thing. As you can, it's still exciting. I mean, it's like it's the SEC stepping in it all over again.
Yeah.
And being complete nutters. That's all right. I mean,
How many times over do they step in it? What do you think?
continually. It's almost like they're rolling in it at this point. You know what I mean? It's almost like I don't think they know where to stop. And I want to throw this up here. Let's throw it up there. Take a look. So, one of the things that James Filan put up there, he says, it'll be interesting. And this is one of the things where he put this up last night. Actually, this came out right when we were doing the show last night. And he threw this one up. And he's saying, and this is exactly kind of what we were just talking about, right? So he goes, it'll be interesting to see how the SEC tap dances in its response to the defendant's filings about the Pierce and Roisman statement in view of the obvious infighting at the highest level of the commission. The SEC needs to put its house in order. But maybe that's part of it. Maybe you have arguing factions. Maybe, and you do have some separation of parties. You do have Pierce and Roisman, which are Republicans. You have Gensler, which is an obvious Democrat. It was not, right? Is a Democrat. And one of the things that kind of came up in that clip with when Pomp was interviewing Pierce, she said, oh, no, it wasn't on Gensler's schedule. He was asking her, what about crypto? Is it important? She goes, well, you'd think so, but we do so much more than crypto, and it's just like a very small, almost nothing on what we do. And we really put all of our attention onto, she started naming derivative, all this secondary market, all this kind of stuff that they regulate. And I thought Pomp even did a pretty decent job. I mean, it was a Bitcoin conference, so you would you would expect it to be all around that. But Jeff, the one thing I wanted to play the clip is because she started off, I got to start off with my disclaimer. This is personal opinions only. While you see the giant SEC logo in the back, again, and it's my personal opinion. I'm like, well, why are you here then? Nobody cares about your personal opinion.
So, so I'm looking at this, and we've talked about this quite a bit. I've referenced it. So here we have a major lawsuit that has to do with the cryptocurrency space at large. It's not just the SEC v. Ripple. Ripple is kind of the stand-in, and XRP, the digital asset stand-in for everything else going on in crypto today. Now, like you just said, you have battling powers within Congress, within government that are looking for regulatory clarity and those looking to combat regulatory clarity for whatever reason. The Shermanator out in California is an obvious example of one who is an antagonist to not just regulatory clarity, but the crypto space at large. Then you have Warren Davidson, Darren Soto, Republican and Democrat, both highly in favor of the cryptocurrency space, looking for ways to make more money, looking for innovation, looking to see the U.S. still, leading the charge in an important space. And then you have others that are again on the antagonistic side. You have Maxine Waters, head of the Financial Services Committee, sitting on her hands and trying to figure out her BlackBerry. And you're just not getting any activity, no action. Then you move over to the SEC. Now, here's where it gets exciting and interesting because you have an outgoing administration and an incoming administration. And the outgoing administration, the chair of the SEC, drops a bombshell and drops a lawsuit, SEC v. Ripple. It's not SEC v. Kick. It's not SEC v. Library. It's not SEC v. Telegram. It's SEC v. Ripple that's taken on the Goliath Swift that's rocking boats in the banking space and the financial space on a global scale. And you have all these powers that be, Elizabeth Warren and some of the others that are highly supported by the banking infrastructure, and probably Democrat, Republican alike, but she's an easy standout. And they seem to be, again, on the opposite side of this. They're not pushing for regulatory clarity. They're looking to maintain this air of confusion. And then the midnight hour, you have the previous chair of the SEC leaves. Before leaving, here's his parting gift. Here you go. And then, like you said, you have two people, two chairs. You have Roisman and you have Pierce, both in support of the crypto space and looking for a clear path forward. Also highly supportive probably of the Token Taxonomy Act, Warren Davidson and Darren Soto. And then you have this new incoming that's supposed to be in favor of, but what are they trying to hide from us? What do they want us to know? What don't they want us to know? And here we are today. And now we see some more action, Chip. To me, it's super, super, exciting because you're seeing the different thought processes at work. You're seeing two different ideologies at work right now. And it's, it's going to be, and it's an interesting dynamic. What are your thoughts? That was a little bit of a rant.
Jeff, I like it because I don't disagree with anything you really said there. It's look, I mean, I was telling somebody the other day, it's like, it's the part of the movie where I'm really enjoying it. And, I kind of feel good about the fact that you and I called this early days in December. We said it, man. We're like, it's a really weak case. We don't know why they went after, Larson. And we certainly don't know why they went after Garlinghouse. He's kind of a late bloomer. He didn't show up to Ripple until 2015. But they made it all about that. So, in a way, it's the fastest way to some sort of clarity. It's the fastest way to winning a case. And this fair notice thing is looking really good. I mean, you got to look at this and it's like, how do you defend that? You're like, well, I know we just dropped an article last week by two commissioners, but it was their personal opinion. It was on the website, on an official SEC website, was reviewed probably by attorneys, whatever, and they published it. So they're not getting off easy on that one, Jeff.
That's right. Hey, I want to give a quick shout out to my dad, Papa Huddle.
What's up, Papa?
Just came on, and he's in recovery from a big surgery a couple weeks ago, doing outstanding.
Oh, good to hear, man.
Glad that he's on catching up and watching the crypto space as it unfolds right here. Michael Dawn, someone needs to interview the commissioners and say, I don't want your personal opinion. I want to talk to the SEC commissioner, please.
Yeah, but that's part of the thing. Well, that's part of the thing, Jeff. They're gonna. Yeah, this is part of the deal that they do. It's like they have to get their disclaimer, but the reason that they even would be invited, it's like, we'd like to invite you to a high profile, the B word, the Bitcoin conference, because we're interested in your personal opinion. No way, Jeff. Not even close. I mean, how do they even pass it off? I mean, she said it like she was reading about it, but good for her. I don't know what to say. She did her
reading and raving.
Yeah, she did her whole disclaimer, and it was.
Yeah, but here you have two different opinions, two different ideologies, all on the SEC, and so now you're starting to see a little bit of a change because you have both Roisman and Pierce becoming more and more vocal about what's going on, and they're talking about this lack of clarity. So the SEC is fighting a case where they said in 2013, Ripple should have had clarity to understand that they were dabbling in selling an unregistered security. But 8 years on, 2021, two commissioners on the SEC are talking about a lack of clarity. And there's a lot of conversation in the space. Even Gensler's hinted at it, and just think about before Gensler came in, Chip, he even referenced the fact that it's up to Congress to do something within this regulatory space. And he came in relatively silent. However, last week we saw that letter from Elizabeth Warren that was obviously written by somebody else, but it was presented to Gensler in order to come up with a conclusion on regulation by July 28th. But I don't see that happening exactly like that. And there's a lot of other things going on right now, Chip, including the SEC talking about going after, check this out, they're talking about going after, there's going to be more lawsuits, and this time going after those exchanges that are dabbling in selling tokenized securities. Oops.
Oh,
Wrong.
fantastic.
Great. There you go.
There's our pal Gary Gensler. They hint. Yeah.
They
okay.
hint.
So
Hints. They dropped the bomb. There you
I
go.
just don't understand. I really think the SEC's lost its way. And one of the things that I'm really excited about is the fact that they are going to be, they're going to, Ripple's basically taking their heads and smashing it into the concrete. You know, there's always that sort of like kid that got made fun of in school and everyone laughed at him till one day he just broke, a little fat kid, and he took him by the hair and he just, right? He just keeps slamming him. And everyone's like shocked, like, oh my God, no one had thought he, and then no one messes with that kid like the rest of the school year. But what's happening with Ripple right now is that they're, and Jeff, we called it. They said like guns ablazing. They're going in there. They're not going to stop. They're like, I can ask the SEC, can we, excuse me, kind sir, could we please settle? No, hell no, hell no. We're going to drive you to the mat. We're going to pile drive you down. And this is exactly what's happening. And the reason being is that it was a thin case to start with, but you kind of started seeing this turn when they try to quash the whole fair notice. They kind of tell you what they were worried about, right? It's like, oh, we got to quash that. We got to quash that. We don't want you interviewing Bill Hinman. And so they were telling us all along and telegraphing exactly what they feared the most is what happened. And almost all the little tiny victories that were happening in the hearings all went to Ripple. So Ripple's up maybe 4-5-1. And the way I look at it is that I don't see that there's any sort of, well, people are like, well, now we're going to get a settlement. By the way, Jeff, somebody pointed out that on Bill Hinman's website, it's stated that he may have given some kind of clarity. And I'm like, who cares what it says on Hinman's website? He could say, you know, I wake up in the morning feeling like Superman, and I go to bed at night feeling like death that warmed over. Oh my God, he's death warmed over. It's totally irrelevant to this case. What they're going to look at is, what did he say while he was an official of the SEC? What he does in his private world, what's on his website's immaterial. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I think, I mean, it is, especially now. I mean, now his website is his website. You know, I mean, go back to when he was on the SEC, then maybe it was, relevant. But still, they try to bail this out in his personal capacity, not in his official capacity. But still, now we're seeing the direction that Hester Pierce is going in, the exact same direction Hinman was going in and Clayton were going in the crypto space. They might not, just like all the other, conflicting ideas within cryptocurrency. Some are going to be focused on Ethereum, some like Clayton on Bitcoin, and then others on other assets. But how many Bitcoin and Ethereum maxis are there out in this space right now? We know they're out there. Why would they be any different? But they did come out and they voiced their personal opinion on specific assets within the global asset class of cryptocurrency. To me, it was a net positive because they're talking about it. But this, and so I'm still struggling with this idea of the timing of the case. Why when he left? And now as we're seeing it unfold, they need to bring them back. They need to bring Hinman back in to voice his opinion. Interesting timing of events. Hester Pierce and Roisman vocalizing their opinions of this lack of clarity. Why now? Why didn't they do it 3 weeks ago? But all of a sudden now they're talking about it just right before Hinman's being brought in, right after Elizabeth Warren sends this letter to Gensler. All this stuff happening at the same time. You see two very, very different opinions within this group right now, and then there's Ripple, right, trapped in the middle, representing the crypto space. They're in the middle, kind of getting tugged back and forth, dropping bomb after bomb on the SEC. And it's crazy, right? I mean, they're kind of dictating almost the direction that this case is moving in.
Oh,
and we'll control.
Full control of this case. I want to do a couple shout outs, Jeff.
Yeah. Yep.
Here's Helmuth Castaneda. XLM's apparently on the move. And then we have celebrity Ferdy in the house. First time Hester allows herself the crypto mom title. No. We're not. No, we stripped that. We already stripped that. She lost that, and Gensler lost his man card. Okay, because he came in and started doing dances around. We gotta regulate the exchanges so that he got his man card taken away.
Hey, so Van Life Biker has a question. He says, why
Good
isn't Papa
question.
Huddle a mod? So I thought, hey, you know what? That's a great question, you know? And I said, if I made him a mod, not sure you'd know exactly how to follow along being a mod, or if you'd want to be a mod.
It doesn't
I really
matter.
should
Make him a
make him a
mod.
mod. I need to make him a mod. That was a good question. Why? Because I thought he was already a mod. And then I see El Hoko comments. He said, Pops don't want to monitor y'all.
No,
And
man.
I
He's
said,
like
but he needs to be a mod. I really thought that my dad was already a mod on the chain. So that's my bad. And we don't get to see, you know, all the mods over here. I got to monitor them over on the other screen. So
yeah.
I'm going to
Yeah,
make
cool.
my dad a mod for on the chain because that's the right thing.
That's the right thing to do. My dad watches it on like this. He watches it on his smart TV, whatever. He's got like one of these Sony TVs. He's like just throws it on there. Coining Alex 203. My portfolio 100% XRP. Respect,
Yep.
which is awesome. You know, that's what you call a belief system, and that's what you call sticking to your guns.
So Michael Adu here he says Jeff person on the plane last night with a mask on while everyone else had a parachute.
Yeah, Jeff's wearing the mask. Oh, you got took so much. I go, Jeff, can you just take it off? He's like, I can't. I'm in the airport. I'm like, can you hide behind something? Because it's so weird. It's like, when was the last time you wore a mask, Jeff? Honestly, how many months ago was it? This year?
Forever. Yeah,
right.
It's been forever.
It's so weird.
As
like
soon as you was
again.
the last time I was, you know, once you get on, you walk into the airport, you know, and it's just like immediately, you know, you got to put it on, then get on the plane and the
Look at
turmoil
Jackie.
and everything.
Jackie says, love dad. A little hand clap for dad over there. Papa Huddle. Nice. And then we got the big Rob McDermott. Nice support, my man. Guys, take a bow. The best crypto daily conversation out there. Thank you. So many of us really appreciate all of your efforts. And then, guys, we keep saying it over and over again, but we appreciate you because you show. First of all, you show up. That's half of it. But you guys create the conversation. Jeff and I will review comments. We're like, Jeff, we can almost do a whole show. There's like a whole separate show going on the comments. You know, I mean, it's really some of the smartest stuff. Thank you for that, Rob.
I'm gonna have to do that.
And you know what I'm going to do? You want to know what I'm going to do? You know what that deserves right there? That deserves a wow button. Wow, 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 wow.
There you go.
Wow, wow,
maybe
wow.
even a thank you.
Yeah, that deserves a wow and also a thank you for your support.
A big thank you.
Yeah, that's what that means. Yeah, thank you so much, man. That's very cool. That's very cool indeed. So, Jeff, you know, we brought this up today. You know, Jeff and I were talking, and I wanted to throw this up there. And I don't know, you got something else you got queued up there? Because I see you working on something there.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make my dad a mod.
Dude, come on, man. Dad's
go.
not Papa Huddle's not a mod yet.
He's now a mod. It's official.
All right.
Everybody congratulate my dad. He is now an official mod of On the Chain.
And he's going to go blocking everybody and timing everybody out. Time out. And restricting the conversation. I don't like what you said. Time out.
That's really what it's all about, right?
Give him the power. What was that whole
make my dad
thing?
A mod. I'm gonna get a timeout. Say the wrong thing.
Absolute power or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, it takes great
all of a sudden you'll see all of a sudden I'll disappear off the screen. I'm in a timeout.
So Jeff, I came across, sometimes I'll just randomly, I just surf Twitter and I come across stuff, and I kind of came across something that really made me think, and I want to put it out there to everybody. It happened because, you know, in life, we always can find an excuse not to do something, an excuse not to wake up early, an excuse not to work out, an excuse not to eat right, this, that, and everything else, right? But the big one is on the investing side, right? So are you taking care of yourself? Are you looking to your future? What are you doing? And I ran across this guy. His name is Lucian Manuel. And I have to tell you, I started jumping into his feed, and I thought to myself, there cannot be any excuses for anybody. You know, because somebody will say like, wow, you know, I don't have enough money to invest. Jeff, how much do I need to invest? $1,000, 20,000? How am I going to be successful? What's $1. It going to take? Right.
Invest $1 at a time. How about that?
How about $1 at a time? Why am I lagging here? I feel like I'm lagging a little bit here.
You're good now. Good on my side.
Good. All right, good. So let's throw this up here. I just happened. I'm going to start where I started. So I came across this. This is Lucian Manuel. So it's day 17. He's every single day he's posting his investing update. So he's doing a daily update. So today he happened to add 25 XRP to his crypto portfolio. He moved $1 into his emergency fund, and here's his update. So that's where he's at right now. USD Tether $57. You know, at when he took the snapshot, 36 in XRP. VeChain, he's got $33, and then Bitcoin, he's got $6, right? So a lot of people think like, well, I mean, so what does that mean exactly? Well, it's not, yeah. Hang on a second.
You just got rid of
Man,
it.
I
There
did
he
get
is.
rid of it. There he is.
There he is.
I have to click on his profile picture. I was backing up to something else. So what in
Now
the,
you delete it again.
I don't know how that happened. I keep
Well, let's talk
clicking.
about this. Let's talk about it. I
There it is. There it is.
think,
There it is.
Chip, to me, if a lot of people, and we were talking about this earlier, people will say, hey, I want to get into the crypto space. However, I don't have the money to invest. I don't have thousands of dollars to put into the crypto space. How can I make money without putting thousands of dollars into the crypto space? And we're talking about, investing, for the long term. You're not looking at trying to get rich overnight, even though that'd be awesome, if that can happen. But for the most part, it's an investment strategy. And if you can take a little bit and diversify it into a couple holdings like he's doing, and he's putting in a daily amount in, and Chip, we were talking about earlier, imagine you put $5 a day into crypto.
Hang on, something's going
You're
on
frozen.
here, Jeff. I'm having a breakdown. I'll be right.
You're complete frozen. So we got into this idea. Imagine if you're able to put $5, per day into crypto, or maybe it's $1 a day, whatever it is, but you stay consistent. You put it in, like you said, he has his emergency stash that he's starting to accumulate. Then he has his long-term stash that he's starting to accumulate, buying a little bit of XRP, buy a little bit of Bitcoin. It starts accumulating over the period of a year. Imagine you can put, $50 a month away into cryptocurrency. At the end of a year, you have $600 that are saved in your crypto, and it's gathering and growing in value. So that's an amazing idea. I'm glad that Chip brought that up because it's real. And that $1 to somebody else could be $10 to somebody else, could be $100 to somebody else, could be $1,000. But you scale it down and that to that dollar amount, Chip, $1 a day, and it's life changing. And I'm seeing what some people are saying, make coffee at home. You imagine how many people run out to Starbucks every day, and you're spending $3, $4, $5 on Starbucks a day. For what purpose? And I get it. It's great going to the coffee shop. I was out on the road, espresso shop right across in the parking lot every morning, getting my espresso over there. I could have used the free machine in the room with the little Nespresso thing that you get in the hotel room. But no, I didn't want that. I went over there, $2-3, and I got my little espresso. But you imagine every single day you do that. And man, let's say you work, there's 20 days out of the month. You just spent $60 on coffee. 60
$60. And look at this right here. So if people only knew the power of consistency, investing $200 per month might sound a lot to you, but if you invest $10 every day, it's $300 a month, right? So he's breaking it down into exactly what you're talking about, Jeff. 1 year equals $3,650. How many of you invested $3,650 last year? Invest every day. And so when you look at what he's actually doing in his strategy, it makes sense. I came across this. I'm like, what is he talking about? But let's look at some of the other things he's getting into here. Look at this. Day 11, $3 to the brokerage account, $1 to an emergency fund. Just published building your first crypto portfolio with $1,000. So
Wow.
he's got some thought leadership going on. I want you to get them on the show because I just love somebody that has the right mindset, isn't full of excuses. 6 cryptos to 3x your portfolio. This is with less than $1,000, and he kind of breaks it all down. There's his sort of breakdown there: 300, 100 to BNB, B chain, XRP, Cardano. And he goes through the kind of the whole thing about how you do it. There's Bitcoin, why Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, created by 3 engineers, David Schwartz, Jed McCaleb, Arthur Brito in 2011. Why? It's been around since 2012 and 2017, best performing crypto.
Yep.
So kind of breaking it down, it's kind of a cool thing. I really, really like this because at first I was like, wait, what? $1 to emergency fund, $3? Yeah.
That's right. And Rob McDermott is saying, don't forget the compounding interest value. And that's the great part about it. And that we've had Alex Mashinsky on here multiple times, CEO of Celsius. it's exciting, right? Because now you can take, you have you're stacking your $100, you're stacking your assets, whatever you can invest in it. Then you take that and you can put it over onto Celsius and you start earning interest in that, and it's getting paid in that digital asset. If you're in another country, you get paid out in the Cell token. So instead of going out to get your Starbucks every day or McDonald's every day or whatever it is, when you're running around, put that money in your pocket and keep it in, put it into crypto. Or, there's very few stock exchanges out there. I think there's a few now that allow you to buy fragmented shares. I forget what the term is. I don't know what. But now, if you can do that, if you can buy a portion of a share, that's great. But that's the same concept. In the digital asset space, you don't have to buy a whole Bitcoin. You can buy $100. You can buy $5. You can buy, a smaller percentage of that asset and keep compounding it. That's really, a big deal.
By the way, XRP Panic says we need Papa Huddle as a guest on the show pronto. And he's right. We really do have to get him on the show. He was Jeff. Did we do a show together with your dad? I think you
we did. Yeah, it's been a long while, and we've been talking about bringing him back on for a while. And I think when he's ready to come back on, if he's feeling great, then we'll bring him back on.
We'll do that.
And we got into it because my dad used to be in real estate, and he's got a lot of great knowledge in that space from a financial and an economic perspective as well. So it would be outstanding to bring him on. He kind of brings, and he's been able to dabble a little bit in the crypto space, listens to our show. So I think now, the last time he was relatively new in the crypto space. So now hopefully he's got a little, more of a, balance to talk about it. But it would be great. We definitely got to bring him back on. And here's somebody else that I got to give a quick shout out to because why not? Right, Chip? Why not?
Well, that's what I say.
Wie einst Lily Marlin. Wie einst Lily Marlin.
Yeah, I'll see that one. I'll raise you this.
Wie einst Lily Marlin. Wie einst Lily Marlin.
By the way, if you guys are wondering, you're probably wondering who that is. That is none other than our resident PhD, Dr. Sherjan, and he is also a singer at night, and he wears multiple hats. He's also an aficionado on beer, if you guys didn't know, and whiskey on his channel. So there you go. Royalties, please. He's a resident PhD.
By the way, yeah, go ahead.
That's it. That's all I was going to say. That he's a resident PhD. That's all I'm saying.
In what?
I'm not telling. Economics, I believe. Economics. What else? What else can I tell you? He's that's enough. Is that not enough for you, Jeff? I mean, my God,
the guy is not enough. That is not enough.
It's a lot of school to be able to get to that sort of point in life. I mean, gosh, it's a pretty outstanding trait right there.
All right, dead air.
I was like, did I lose you? I was waiting for you to jump in and say something. By the way, dead air. There was an interview that I wanted. I'm gonna grab this interview because this is something that I can grab and we can talk. So go ahead and talk. I'll meet while I'm grabbing this, Jeff.
All right, you do that. And you remember there was an Ethereum developer who landed in hot water. I think it was about a year or so ago.
North Korea?
So he was hired by, hang on a second, let me make sure I can pull this up. There we go. We can actually see it. So he was hired by North Korea to build out a blockchain. And apparently, the government here doesn't look too kindly on going over and trying to build out a blockchain for North Korea. And so he gets arrested. And then he is out, and so he's out. One of the requirements of being out is that he stayed away from the crypto space, and I think computers. I'm not 100% sure of the total outcome, and so now he's going to go in jail before his trial in September. So he's going to spend the next 2 months in jail, mainly because he logged into his Coinbase account to check up on his Ethereum stash.
Yeah, it's just a silly move right there, you know. But you know, part of it is you think like, oh, it's no big deal, but no, man, that's going to land you right back where in jail. That's not a good thing. You know, he's a young
And
kid too. That's the worst part of it. And you know, they're gonna want to make an example of him. Like, oh yeah, we'll show you. We'll show you exactly what you did. You stepped outside the lines, and that's what ends up
20
happening.
years, 20 years in prison for what? Conspiracy to violate sanctions with North Korea. 20 years.
That can't be right. That's insane.
Well, maybe shouldn't be trying to work for North Korea. I don't.
Well, you know, for him, it was like, hey, I got a cool gig overseas. It's going to be fun. There's going to be a great hotel to stay at. It's going to be awesome. It's not exactly how it
Yep.
works out, but you know, it's
Didn't
kind of
work
how
out quite that way.
yeah,
No.
didn't quite sort of work out that
He,
way, but
he does have a free hotel room now.
yeah,
Right.
yeah, very much so.
So there was another article here. The EU is proposing to ban or a ban on anonymous cryptocurrency transactions. Thought that was interesting. Let's see. Let's find something. Oh, here you go. Since we're talking about Ethereum, then you're queuing yours up. So since we're on the Ethereum topic, so a crypto analyst predicts a 430% rally for Ethereum and says that Ethereum will flip in Bitcoin. Now, here's when the big when. Let's 2022. By 2022, he expects that Ethereum will jump by 430%, flipping Bitcoin, putting Ethereum in and around the $10,000 mark.
Wow, who's making that prediction?
An analyst. He calls
don't even-
himself Capo.
Oh, it's got to be true. I mean, anybody named Capo, they get the nod from me. Well done, Capo.
Right. That's right.
Is it just the Twitter personality? Like, who is that?
I do not know. He's a trader. See, the trader adds that he's waiting for signs indicating the interoperable blockchain Polkadot is prepared to rally against Bitcoin. He's doing a lot of things. Doesn't really get into who he is, but he goes by the name Capo.
It's always
That's
funny
what I
how
know.
some of these ads. I hope he has at least some
Known as
followers or
Capo.
something. Capo, come on. You expect me to buy
Good old Capo. I don't know. I'm not one way or the other, for or against. It'd be great if Ethereum goes to 10,000. I'll be pretty happy.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to say I'm not going to be happy. I'll be ecstatic. It'll be fantastic. You know, why would I not be?
That's right.
I can't think of why. So, Jeff, I did find these clips while you were talking. I had to get them because they're just they're interesting. So I got a Kathy Wood clip, and I also have a Jack Dorsey clip, and this is from the B. It was called the B word, and I was like, I can think of a lot of things that start with B, aside from Bitcoin. But yeah, let's see how the sound is on these puppies. And yeah, there's a lot of things you could do. Let's start out with a positive note here. This is Kathy Wood.
Oh,
and
Kathy
she
Wood.
is-
On governance, you've got the transparency of the ecosystem. It's completely transparent, unlike the opaqueness of financial systems and the toll takers in the traditional financial world. And I think a huge part of governance in the Bitcoin ecosystem are the Bitcoin core developers. Now, before I met them, and I've had the pleasure and the honor of meeting many of them, that was a part of this ecosystem I didn't understand. But actually getting to sit down and talk to them, if I have a learning curve need, it certainly is on the technology side. But in terms of talking to them about economics, economic theory, failed monetary regimes historically, they know economic history, many of them, better than anyone I've ever met. So that gives me a great degree of confidence that, they do believe they are on a noble mission. They could be paid a lot more than they're being paid right now if they worked at Google or Facebook or some of these other areas, but they've chosen, this sense of.
Notice how she didn't say Twitter. You see Jack's face when you mentioned Twitter. They can go to Google or
Jack
Facebook.
Dorsey.
And Jack's like,
Look at that beard that he's got. It doesn't
this
even
guy.
look real anymore. It's just
I
like
don't think he's real. He's
looks
like an
he,
android.
taped it on or something. He looks like an android.
He is an android. He's like
So
him
does,
and Zuckerberg. They're all nut jobs.
yeah,
Watch his
all of
face
them.
when she
All looking
says,
like
you know, you go to
androids.
Google or Facebook, not Twitter though. Watch his face.
Then, this sense of purpose for a noble goal, and they have incredibly strong technology backgrounds. As well as a good understanding of economic history, especially monetary history. And it gives me a great deal of comfort as I think about the governance of the ecosystem.
I must have passed
Yeah.
it. It doesn't matter really.
But she's looking at these guys over here. She's like,
Oh,
yo,
Jeff, it
how much
was
money? How much
embarrassing.
money has she made on Twitter? How much money has she made
They're
investing in Tesla? You know, it's like she's looking at the hey guys, thanks for your companies, and she's made out, you know, crazy. Her ARK investment funds just, you know, went through the roof last year. It was
So
unbelievable.
Imagine she's buying like Bitcoin like that, and look at this. Let's watch Dorsey here. Let's. These weren't the clips I pulled, but this is what I found. I wanted to give you guys a little bit of flavor of what happened today. But let's add this. Let's see what this is.
The network and the community. It's
Now,
deep.
Jeff, you know that Ancient Alien show? You know the weird, crazy scientist that's always on there? He's always like, it's from space. I mean, that's what Elon's starting to look like. He's starting to get that weird
That's so
sort
funny.
of.
Oh yeah, he just needs that longish hair.
Yeah, it's kind of like just like pump it up a little bit there. You know, I mean, these characters, the moderator did fantastic. Kathy Wood is a star. I don't know what's going on with either one of these guys. They are completely dropped out. I'm not even sure what he's talking about here, but you're going to listen towards the end. Check this out.
The network and the community. It's deeply principled. It's weird as hell. It's always evolving, and it just reminded me of the internet when I was a kid. And
Jeff, this is one of the guys that this is the inventor of Twitter. Okay, this is the kind of stuff. I was a kid. It was a good. I mean, this is the interview. This is crazy. Let's listen in.
I encountered alt cypherpunks when I was fairly young, and this was a topic of discussion for years. I didn't touch it until 2008 when we started Square. Elon and teams at X and PayPal inspired a lot of what we were trying to do, trying to bring in more to a physical world. But we encountered this crazy predatory system that was slow, that was obtuse. And I think, one of the things that we tried to do.
Jeff, I want to get your thoughts on what he just said. A crazy predatory system. Do you think he knows anything about a crazy predatory system? I'm just asking. I'm asking for all of my OTC family friends.
Just a little bit, but but it's interesting, listening to him, and thinking back how he gets into the finance space. And then, what's going on in their brains? These guys have made so much money. It's unbelievable.
They're smart, man. There's no doubt they're smart, but they're having a tough time putting several sentences in a row together. But let's see.
Which X and PayPal also tried to do is build an abstraction layer around this complication and around this predatory nature that the financial industry can tend to be, and make it work for people. But when I saw Bitcoin in 2009, you see a chance to replace the whole foundation. And everything that Elon was talking about in terms of ACH and the credit card networks were built with very different agendas in a very different time frame. And it's crazy that they still exist. And they have scaled, but they just are not relevant to today, and they're certainly not relevant to the future, especially when you consider the entire world and countries like Nigeria or Ghana or India, and its interconnection with countries like the United States and Canada and all over Europe. So what really drove my thinking and drives my passion around it is like, if the internet gets a chance to get a native currency, what will that be? And to me, it's Bitcoin because of those principles, because of that creation story, because of its resilience, because of the number of tests it's been. But what inspires me the most is just the community driving it. It just reminds me of the early internet.
I was like, dude, did you go to Bitcoin 2021? That was not the community we're used to. I mean, you could pick any community. You could say, well, You know, what about the XRP community? What about, I mean, almost name any community, right? I mean,
That's all right. He's a Bitcoin guy.
I know he's a Bitcoin
another
guy.
Bitcoin maxi, probably.
I was hoping that was the clip. It's always hard to tell, but I was hoping that was the clip when he said that if you're in Nigeria and you're in Ghana and you need to move money, they take 10 to 30%. And that's what we're talking. We're looking at solving the the global remittance problem, moving money. And that's what Bitcoin's going to do. I was like, what?
So
that's what he was talking about.
But he's talking about Square. Isn't Square just a processing device for credit cards?
Well, it is,
So
but
how did it was not credit cards weren't relevant and aren't relevant now and won't be in the future? I still think there's relevancy here. Now, today, people are still using credit cards.
Well, Jeff, for example, Visa started partnering with everybody. You know why? Because they solved their own remittance issue, because what they do is they're pre-funding everything. So if you, through their sort of, I don't know what to call it, Visa Quick or it's Visa Fast, I think is what it's called. But it's not a new idea. It's just that it's all in the execution. So if you're in Thailand, you want to send a payment to the United States, you can get it instantly there, and they worry about what happens on the back end. Because once they got the transaction, once they've identified the money's there, it looks like, oh, I just got it now, but that's not what's happening. that's happening in the background. They just figure out a better way to execute upon it to make it look like, but it's not. It's still not. It's still not like an XRP or an XLM. It's 3 to 4 seconds. On the XRP side, it's full liquidity. They're sort of missing that bit a little bit.
Still minimal cost of transaction too, and I think that's key. You look at the credit card part of it, and you still have 3.5% transaction costs for the seller, and that could be very burdensome. If there's a technology like he's saying, and I kind of agree with him, as we're moving into the future, the technology of the typical credit card is losing its relevancy. The idea behind the credit card isn't, because at what point will people begin to live on what they have in their bank account, what they have available, or are people still going to be living on credit cards? And what's wrong with using a credit card? As long as you can pay it off at the end of the month, you're basically using somebody else's money while your money is sitting in your bank account, and you're going out and buying stuff while it's sitting in your bank account, and then at the end of the month you pay it off. But you have that kind of a 30-day window of using somebody else's money. Your money might be sitting in your bank collecting interest. Maybe you have your USDC sitting over in Celsius earning 10.5% interest, and 4 weeks of interest, not so bad, instead of it being, over there. So I don't know. I mean, there's all these ideas out there. Things are changing. I agree 100% with them. Where's his excitement? Where's his passion? And did the guy lose his passion, or has he always been that way?
He's always been that way.
Like kind of downtrodden and just dry. And man, but the guy, it's all up here. It's all in his brain. I mean, it's
somehow maybe
the ideas are probably churning up there, and he kind of lost the personality part of it.
He's talking about repressing. Meanwhile, he's one of the big censorship dictators. He can say like, well, I don't know. I'm sorry. You don't fit the narrative. I gotta squash you. You're done. Right. So let's look at his website. 2.5. It used to be 3%, but it's 2.6. I think this is discounted, but I think it's closer to 3%. He's cool with taking 3% from you. It's like, oh, I like that. Credit cards are useless. I'll take the 3%. That's kind of where he's coming from.
Yeah. How about the pay for? Isn't Twitter going to start a paid subscription model pretty soon?
They've been talking about that for like 10 years. Now, they've talked about different ideas. Like you could get some more features. You pay like $5 a month, because obviously the advertising doesn't work that well. And it's even broken. Sometimes I'll see an ad. I'll be like, that's kind of cool. I'll watch the ad. It expands. I watch it. And then I go to click the tweet. I go back and it's boom, disappeared. I'm like, oh, what did I just watch? I don't know how to find them anymore. It doesn't stay there because they got to get another impression up there. And it's bad news.
Yeah.
So if you remember, we were talking about FTX. They got 900, almost $1 billion, I think, on their Series B.
Yeah, 900 million. Was that 800 million? 900 million?
900 million, right?
It's pretty.
900 million. So here's the founder right here. I want to play a little bit of this interview. I want to get your take on this.
We were down way below 30,000. We're now gone way up above it as well. A lot of gyrations taking place.
Yep.
First of all, you own Bitcoin, so you got a vested interest. So let's make that.
Check out the hair. That's awesome. Can you
Dude, that guy is
imagine?
29 years old.
Can you imagine $900 million just got an infusion in your company, and you can have crazy ass hair like that, Jeff? That's awesome.
Dude,
This is a great
Jack,
world we live in.
And look at Jack Dorsey. He's like, rah, 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 rah. This guy's smiling, crazy hair.
Oh, listen to him. I love him.
A billionaire, and the guy, it's.
Hey, we got to get him on here. Say, look, let's talk about the Miami Arena here. Look at this.
Listen to this. Let's talk about
clear here as well, in case you get evangelical.
By the way, Jeff, we had like a dead air moment earlier in the show where it was like dead air. I didn't know if you were going to talk. You didn't know if I was going to talk. Watch how uncomfortable this interview is.
About it, right? But tell us what's going on.
Yeah, so I mean, you saw obviously enormous gains in the first half of the year in crypto and some cooling off at the end. And I think basically what happened was there's huge buying of crypto in anticipation of financial institutions entering this space. Lots of signs that they were planning to, but a lot of that buying was on leverage, and frankly, some of those buys got liquidated before the financial institutions actually started to get involved, and it's going to be a few years probably before we really see banks mass entering the crypto sector. I think that caused a lot of the sell-off. I think we've had a lot more sort of back and forth gyrations, as you've said. Since then, I think just some sort of tired behavior. People were selling off a little bit of liquidations, not a lot of news, not a lot of fundamental updates. And I think a little bit of a recovery, especially as tech stocks recovered as well.
So we're not going to zero?
Oh, I don't think we're going to zero. I think, frankly, if Bitcoin got below 10K at this point, there would be people who would just buy enormous amounts on the grounds that, it might go back up a lot and it was worth the gamble.
Sam, we saw Bitcoin reach 30,000. What do you think is the next support level of its
I think someone says like, hey, look, Sam, you're going to be on with Bloomberg in like less than a minute. You want to just do one of these? You want to just kind of like do like one of these or this real fast? I mean, something, you want to do something like that? No. Sam's like, I'm gonna roll with this, man. I like the rolled out of bed look. This is my trademark.
I like this. Anani says, take Jack Dorsey's beard and put it on his head and you get this guy. Put it on his head, you get this guy.
Well, remember yesterday we had David Schwartz. If David Schwartz and Jed McCaleb had a kid, that's right here. So
30.
Yeah, I mean, I think that like there is a sort of support around 30, but I don't think it's extremely hard. It obviously was able to range below there for a little bit, although I do think there was real buying pressure and sort of, abatement of selling pressure when that happened. Below that, honestly, I think around 20, 25K, you're just going to see a lot of people starting to buy, even without having huge amounts of conviction in, the medium-term prospects of crypto, because it's just so much lower than it was earlier this year. I think some people probably would decide that the odds were good.
Right.
Do you think that the recent correction helps to get rid of the froth, like the altcoins? I mean, speculative trades.
Yes, absolutely. And I think NFTs were probably the peak of the cycle when there was literally just, JPEGs uploaded to the internet and sold for, tens of thousands of dollars. And
look, you're calling out, Jeff. They were just JPEGs. They uploaded it tens of thousands of dollars. It was a JPEG. And the new model is we're going to sell JPEGs, but you're going to own that JPEG.
I think that sort of signaled maybe the peak. I do think with altcoins, you saw some of that as well. Although, some of those have real claims on medium to long-term, prospects in the space and may come back.
Sam, we've seen more and more institutional.
Anyway, we don't have to keep down there, but there was that one time that awkwardness where they were.
That was funny. They were just quiet.
And the reason I'm laughing is because people are throwing stuff in the comments and they're like, man, I read one and you cannot stop it, man.
Hey, Steve Higgins Sr., what is going on? Appreciate you. Bought you 2 coffees, 76-year-old hot old dude, because I'll cash and donate much of my billions from heaven to my XRP friend. Dude, wow. Steve Higgins, huge supporter of On the Chain. Always buying coffee.
Always buying his coffee.
Outstanding guy. He's awesome. We believe the On the Chain family all of you guys out there that are listening, watching, commenting, by far the smartest community in all of the YouTube crypto space. We look at that. You come in here, you become part of the On the Chain family, commenting, commentary, back and forth, a few jabs here and there. It's awesome. I love reading the commentary and seeing everybody in here. So.
Yeah, it's all very cool. And it's probably part of the time where I'll tell you guys, if you want, please like, subscribe, click that notification bell. That way, the next time we throw a video live, and then you can follow us on the chain. It's at On the Chain with the underscore between each word. And if I didn't say it already, let's throw this one up there. Boom, like, subscribe, click that notification bell. Bammo. And Jeff, did I say it? Like, subscribe, click that notification bell. We got all kinds of graphics, and I'm rolling through them all tonight because why not, Jeff? I mean, so it's great having you back here on the chain. Who is this guy?
Wanted to know who that guy was. He's the CEO of FTX.
Of FTX, they just got a $900 million Series B round into their company. They're valued at $18 billion with a B. $18 billion. Yeah, that's who that is. That is. I hate to tell you, but that's FU money, Jeff.
That is definitely. It is definitely.
How you gonna say? I think it's close to it anyway. You know what I mean?
But check out Buford. The guys who used to be in the server rooms and the basements have taken over the CEO rooms at the top of the buildings, and that's right.
It's magic money. The money's magic, and we figured out how to do it. We can program. We can do all kinds of stuff with it. He semi-alluded to the fact that there's a. He didn't really come out and say it with the altcoins, but he said some of them have he didn't say use case, but are going to have, I don't know, whatever he said, some standing or whatever, and they could make a bounce back. He's holding a lot of back altcoins. Come on now.
Yeah, Sir John, OTC looks like a show which could become the top crypto show on YouTube. But the one thing we know, On the Chain is the slowest growing crypto channel, crypto YouTube history. But that's okay because the turtle and the hare race, we grow. We keep attracting more and more intelligent people. They're climbing on the yacht,
pulling them on
barge.
Well, they want to come or not. It's like, hey, I'm just here for a cruise. No, come on the OTC ship.
We're gonna be on the OTC ship. That's right. It's gonna be a ship. It's gonna be one of those mega cruise ships that come into the port here in Fort Lauderdale. The big one. We're going to pack it filled with the On the Chain family at some point in the future. How great would that be? That'd be
can you imagine we have a yacht party down in Miami and the whole OTC crew comes down and we're hanging out and then we make Sir John sing live? You're like, dude, we saw you do it so many times. Here's the mic. Go for it. And then Hans Loaded could do some mixing in the background. That'd be awesome.
Abahado, I agree. Always good comments. Hey, just a quick kind of outgoing story. So when I got married, we had our wedding and we're doing the reception and the whole music thing imploded and we lost our DJ. We lost everything for the music. And so my dad and my sisters gathered up CDs from everybody, CDs from the hotel, CDs from people, gathered them up, found out where the music room was in the hotel. And they were the DJs the rest of the night. My sisters, my little sisters.
That's awesome, man.
My dad's in there. He just had his vest on, took the tux with his bow tie, and people thought he was the DJ. And that was, it was 3 days of partying. My dad was the sky guy, bringing shots of vodka around the pool, and we had people come in, and everyone was just hanging out. 3 days. It was awesome.
Too bad I didn't know you back then. That sounded like one hell of a party. And you know what? Right. It's not a party without the music. So that's one of the key things right there.
Yep. So
that is awesome.
Yeah. And here's my son right here. So he can say hi to the community.
Hey, by the way, ask him how he's doing. Hey, what's going on? I can't see you, man. You gotta get down. Come on, bring it down. Bring it down.
What's that? We're wrapping up right now. Here, just duck down and say hi to everybody.
Yeah. Just say hello to. There you go. What's your favorite crypto, Aaron?
Okay, cool. Oh, you did? Okay, nice. We had
he can't hear me. So anyway, listen, man, we got the whole family here. We have Jeff's son, we have Jeff's dad, tomorrow night, Chip's family's coming on. We're gonna have a family night. I'm just kidding. We're not going to do that, but
People
But-
are hilarious. Like, I got I invested in Bedazzle. Is that what you're talking about? The Bedazzle,
yeah, because he's got the. I saw that when you came on. I was like, should I say something? I'm like, nah, just let it roll. I'm gonna have a good time with this one, all sparkly and stuff. Like, you know,
like
Jeff, just do this on your head. Get all the glitter off, okay? Just so, just in case it. There you go. You're shining. A little glitter there.
Well, the funny thing is, this is just a light reaction because they're actually just yellow tennis balls. They don't actually glitter. That's the best part about it. It's just kind of
it works on video. So let's get out of here, man. I really enjoyed it, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Papa Huddle, thank you for being here. Thank you for the nice comments. And when you're feeling better, open invitation to come on the show. We'll talk real estate. Of course, I spent some time in real estate tech, so we'll have a great time talking about the meltdowns, the burn downs, and the recoveries and all that fun stuff.
Oh, hey, we got a quick shout out here to Hussein Badachani. I've been working late here in the UK, and it's great to catch you both live. Regards from everyone in the UK crypto Facebook group. What is up, Hussein? Appreciate you.
Yeah,
and
appreciate
you're
that,
talking about late. They're 5 hours
Hussein,
ahead.
what time is it? He's working late. What are you doing, man?
2 a.m.
Take a
2
break.
a.m.
Go home. Relax.
And
My
appreciate
God.
you.
That's some serious commitment, Jeff.
I appreciate everybody here. Hey, Chip, tomorrow night is Thursday. So tomorrow is definitely another night. And for those that are brand new here that don't realize it, but we do stream 6 days a week, Sunday through Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You guys are awesome. And we'll check you all back right here on the next one.
Are you down with OTC? Please like, subscribe, and click the bell to be notified when the next video drops.